And here we are.
This is
once again.
This is good, because all of our other ones we rehearse. I mean,
we do
hours.
Can you? I'm sure people can tell at this point, and I'm also sure that they'll be able to tell that we didn't actually rehearse this episode. This one is coming to you semi-live.
It is. It should be like we should just blankly stare.
Wasn't that normally what we do?
Like we usually do.
That's what we rehearse all the time.
How can we stretch this, Nick? Let's do another. What's Craig Ferguson used to call it the uncomfortable pause or something like that. It was
which
awkward
is
pause.
Timely
awkward
because Jen and I think I've mentioned this several times. Jen and I are binge watching once again all of the Big Bang Theory shows, and we're to the one where Koothrappali gets a job at the planetarium.
Okay,
and he'll do that. He'll go, next time you have to take a walk with me through the stars. And
wow.
the whole joke is that every single time he does that, he gets progressively longer in his pause to the point where it's uncomfortable because it's so long.
Because people go, did he have a stroke?
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. It's so I oddly enough was tooling through YouTube, and I saw a Johnny Carson clip with Johnny and Tim Conway.
Oh goodness!
Extraordinary. Tim Conway is one of my favorites of all times, and they were actually friends. And Johnny's got this list of questions like he did with any guest, and he said, "This is stupid." He said, "I've known you for what, 10, 15 years now." And Conway goes, "Yeah, I mean, we've been to parties together. I don't need to have these questions. We just have a conversation." So he threw them in the trash, and then they just proceeded to kind of
stare at each other.
It was so good. And then Carson reaches in the trash and said, "So how are you?" And he said, "Oh, I'm fine. How are you doing?" It was hilarious. But Craig Ferguson would do that on the Late Late Show. And I'm not going to ring the bell because we can't actually get them any business because it's no longer there.
Exists.
But one of the funniest, he and Conan are my two favorite.
Yeah.
Other than Carson, who was
sure.
His own
I mean,
league.
he was a genius. Let's
for
face
sure
it.
In his own league. But those two guys, and anytime Ferguson would get women on his show, they were really. I don't think I ever saw someone not attractive, a female on his show, and because of that, it's just he was the biggest flirt of anybody I've ever seen on. Yeah, and he was good at it. So anyway, but they would do an awkward pause. And it would just, kind
of like what we're doing now. Yeah, I understand.
Do all sorts of fun things like that. So anyway, yes, that's something we'll look forward to. My hands are not on my desk. If you hear bonking and so on, it's probably my knees.
You. Oh, okay.
No, it's me. I'm sure I am doing something. Anyway, but I just ordered another arm, so you'll be happy to know that noise will go away maybe by next week.
Maybe. Which
good reason to tune in.
Did you just get a regular one like this, or did you get a fancy one?
I got one that does not have springs.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
And so it's much lighter, and that is $40. We'll see I'll send it back if it sucks.
Yeah,
kind of like you said when we started podcasting, and you said, "I don't know about John, but I'll send him back if he sucks."
Yeah, well, and obviously you didn't suck because 7 years later you're still here.
No, it's just I have a bad return policy.
Oh, well, yeah. Once you pass that first, see, that was the problem. I waited past that 30-day mark.
Yes,
and now I'm stuck with you for 7
years.
Sorry, not sorry.
Not sorry. Not Canadian.
I just sent you a video from and I don't really want to talk about it on the podcast, but what you were talking about there was interesting. But I will set it up for everybody. It was and this is a political statement, but not necessarily a political statement, if you will. I just thought this gentleman that I just sent, John, he very eloquently discussed the difference between conservatives and liberals and their choices.
I wish I could see it, but I can't because I'm not on Instagram.
Well, it's not someone I follow,
play.
so it should be available.
Won't even play.
Oh, interesting. Well, I'll find it for you
We'll figure it
later.
out.
But
cool.
So it was interesting though, because he was very, very eloquent in how he said it, and and it was like, that is the most simplistic way I have ever heard. However, here's my one take from it.
Okay.
If you get anyone to either side to listen to it, anyone on either side, there are going to be some people that go, oh, maybe I'm not what I thought I was. Maybe I actually am this side, which I have mentioned to you in the past. I have had some friends who claimed one side because of one thing, but everything else they believed, when you talk to them about it, they're actually on the other side.
Single issue.
And I've had it both ways.
People.
I'm not identifying one over the other.
Sure.
And I just think that's fascinating. And this guy his explanation would definitely get some flip-floppers.
Yes. Well, that sounds good. I'll maybe. I'm not going to start an Instagram account. I have been so good to stay off Instagram and Facebook now for, I mean, for how long? Off Facebook, especially. And not that, I mean, Instagram's not that big of a deal, but I just need to spend a lot less time. Still doing some X time.
Yeah.
I'm still, on LinkedIn, but I'm not swearing everything off, but when you have 10 different accounts, you're going to spend too much time.
Yeah. And I would agree. So I have limited how and when I do my social. Now, my wife would still disagree with me because I send her, a million Instagram posts all the time.
But not Instagram, but other ones, yeah.
Right. But that is the one that I chose. So I still have all my accounts, mainly because they're tied to business stuff.
Sure.
For my wife and my old stuff that I'm not necessarily and PoddiMouths. So I actually have to have those accounts, but I rarely ever go into any of them, with the exception of Instagram. That's my one.
Yeah, it's your Insta crush.
Yeah. But the reason, I'm sure, is the same as you. You have the ability, if you focus on one, to curate the type of content that you want to see.
Sure.
I have very high level stuff. I mean, it's mostly, if you looked at my Instagram, it would mostly be airplanes.
Yes.
Architecture, house, design, interior design, and did I already say airplane? Yeah, I said airplanes. Jeeps,
double airplanes. Yes.
Cars in general. And motivational things.
Okay.
So that's my thing. And I prefer Instagram because I think I have figured out the algorithm well enough to not see the things I don't want to see.
Yes. And that's half the battle.
Yeah.
It seems like with most of them. YouTube too. I mean, YouTube's pretty good at it, but you have to recognize that whatever you look at, and it's interesting how time sensitive it is too on YouTube in particular. There's some stuff that I haven't seen in forever, and I'm like, what happened to this? This used to be front and center. Well, watch a couple of them, and suddenly it comes back.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the only downside, I would say, is I have been caught because I'll be doing my normal search on Instagram or YouTube, for that matter, because that is my second one. And I'll see something and I click on it because, well, two things happen. I click on it because I'm interested about what the headline says, and then it's not what I expected. So now I'm being fed similar stuff. Like, for example, I went into an anime thing on my Instagram the other day, just one.
Yes. And
then now every other thing is a anime thing, and I'm like, I don't want to see this. I just wanted to see that one. That is the downside.
It makes it a little bit difficult. I had a friend who, for some reason, was on my account when I think we were at his house, and he was doing some gaming, and so I, for a while, had nothing but gaming stuff. And I'm not a gamer.
Yeah,
you find that hard to believe. But yeah, that's all I need is something else to occupy my time and mind power.
Yeah,
what little there is left. So yeah, it's okay. It took me a while to wash that stuff out, but I finally did.
Well, and you have to be careful too, because there are certain situations. So here's another example. On my YouTube account, I follow she's a Ukrainian lady, but she does dance photography, which is something I'm very interested in, and mainly one of the other reasons I married a dancer and she owns a dance studio is I really enjoy dance photography.
Okay.
And she does shorts of some of the behind the scenes shots, and then she'll show the final shot, and it's, they're a couple 30 seconds, 2 minutes, or up to 2 minutes, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoy that, and my wife enjoys them, and Peyton enjoys them, and so we have them. But if you were to pick up my phone and see the screenshots, you'd go, why are you looking at a whole bunch of people in swimwear? It's like, no, because they're wearing leotards, so it's
and clearly
why,
I don't know the
why are you
between
looking
leotards and swimwear.
Well, you might not, but there are some people that don't. And then, why, Nick, why is your feed full of guys without shirts wearing really tight pants with huge packages? Well,
wow.
Yeah. Well, it's because they're partners, and that is a male ballet. I don't even know what they're called. Is it a ballet? It's just a ballet dancer. I don't think they're a ballerina, or a ballerina. But I should add, I've asked before.
Or, if it's with a huge package, it's probably a
ballerina.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew that was coming.
That was great.
That is going to be part of the title, I'm sure.
It should be.
How do you get PoddiMouths canceled? Well, it was the ballerina.
No, we don't say naughty things like that. But really, that's fourth grade level. Maybe
that
third.
Is fourth grade.
Maybe
that
third.
Is, yeah. So
fourth graders are rolling their eyes right now.
They really are. They really are.
That's so stupid. But yeah, you should. This is good because now you have plausible deniability for the stuff you have on your phone.
That's right. That's right. For only the people that look at it, that listen to this podcast. So,
so
all
many
5 people.
Lots of people.
Lots of people.
We need to do more shorts. You know that? Because I looked at one of our shorts the other day, which obviously
it's a little cold for shorts.
And it was, I sound like Anatoly. Have you seen any
No,
of
I
his
haven't.
recently? Oh my God, she's hilarious. What a funny dude. And he's just amazing, the weights he can lift and so on. Search for Anatoly if you haven't watched it.
I know who Anatoly is.
I didn't mean you. I was talking to our listeners. And
viewers. I see. Okay, I'm sorry.
We had like 2,000 views on one of our shorts that one of us put up. Yeah. And I'm like, wow. And it was just 10 seconds maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, this is good. I thought that was pretty awesome.
That is good. And so whenever I edit the podcast, because now I do it almost completely inside of Riverside. I don't actually open,
which is awesome.
Adobe anymore. And I really should get rid of it, but Peyton still draws on stuff and uses it, so I haven't. But
yeah,
that's neither here nor there. Every time I edit, however, the AI actually builds shorts, and I should post some, but it is very time consuming.
It shouldn't be. I mean,
it shouldn't be. But
I've done them, and they do come up. But it's much easier to post them on, X or something like that, which I've done a little bit of, but I should do more of those too. So anyway,
I should show you.
We'll work
in
on
the background, because you do technically have an Instagram account, John. You could always just sneak in there, and
I could
look at things.
That's true.
Because folks,
good, super. Let me put that time down. You also have a gamer. It's gamer.com. Go there, John, and you can spend time there.
Yeah.
You're not ever spending any time online.
Yeah, exactly. Ever.
I know. Yes. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, I can. You're right about that. I can do that with our PoddiMouths account.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all. And where, John, can people find that PoddiMouths account?
PoddiMouths.com. Everything is kind of right there where you can go get it.
Now we don't even have to do an outro.
We don't.
Look at how efficient we are.
Yes, I know. We sure are. We should go fishing more often. I mean,
we should go fishing. Yeah,
more often.
Speaking of efficiency and some technical, so we had some technical difficulties. Believe it or not, we've gone a while, but the last few episodes, have been difficult. Not even technically the last 3. So this one included.
Oh yeah, the one that we didn't have any video.
Yeah. So folks, the last episode that posted was actually supposed to post.
I saw what you did there.
Yeah, I like that.
No.
It was supposed to post the day that this one is going to be posting, because we had one in the can previously. So the last episode, we're talking about the fact that, hey, Halloween was last week, but it was actually the week that the last one posted.
Yes,
so it's a little confusing, I'm sure. I apologize for that. However, when I went in to edit the one that was supposed to be up this past Tuesday, John's video was gone. It was just me talking.
Someone stole it.
Someone stole it. There were 3 video files, which that's normal. 3 video files because we have the intro, which counts as a video file, my video file, and John's video file. But this time, John's video was completely gone. All I had was 2 intro videos files, and then my own.
Which is the beauty of Riverside, is that no matter your internet connection or whatever, it saves your video to your computer, so it's local, which means the quality is much better. And if something goes on, it's bothered way less. And so that's been a
lifesaver
to both of us for sure.
Yeah.
But you go there and it's gone.
Yeah.
That's kind of
it didn't even upload. Sometimes, so if that normally happens, what I would do is I can go into the archive where the raw video sits and pull the raw video out. Or if I can't get it, I can contact Riverside when they have a great customer service center, and they get right on it. I think it's in Europe though. So, if you are doing a podcast at Riverside, you can actually click on a link inside of all of our show notes that will give you a discount if you go on, and it'll actually support our podcast quite a bit. So if you're looking at doing a podcast, consider Riverside.
Yeah.
But back to the service part of it, they can usually recover it. But the problem is it actually has to have at least started to upload. And that has to exist somewhere, which this one didn't.
And it was probably a technical glitch. And I know some of you are thinking, wow, a podcast with just Nick, that would be ideal. And so maybe you should still post it.
It would at least be an entertaining podcast because I'm talking to somebody. And there are long pauses where I'm listening.
It's like those, not very long. It's like, you're welcome. It's like the old, we used to record telephone conversations, but we can only record one side.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so you kind of guess what's going on the other side of it. But yeah, that's how it would be. Wow, that's waiting for a long time. There must be a lot of chatter on that one.
It would have been a lot different if John's videos was saved and mine didn't, because then there would be long pauses.
Well, yes, of course it would be. Hey, I'm John, and then thanks for joining us.
Exactly. So you know how this works.
Probably fine. We should do it like that.
We should. So anyway, folks, that's why there was the last episode might have been a little bit confusing, but I'm sure most of you just completely glazed over 90% of the content anyway.
It's like
yeah. That's why shorts work so well for us, because people can handle 10 seconds of us.
It's these 50 minutes that's a problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
So speaking of problems, I don't know if you could see under my my
shirt
microphone
close.
there.
Oh,
I'm
you are wearing a Vehicle Nanny sweatshirt. Good for you. How about our buddy Bill and Vehicle Nanny?
Yeah. So we are going to have Bill back on the podcast here.
We keep saying that.
This time
you mean it this time.
I mean it this time, because there was a very interesting topic I saw on Instagram. So another person I send a lot of posts to, and he sends posts to me as well, is Bill. And I saw a longer Instagram post that was talking about one of GM's previous CEOs that came in and
General Motors
everything. Yeah, sorry. Slashed everything and did some restructuring, and they made this Instagram post kind of made him sound like a hero.
Yep.
We all know from working in any industry, but working for someone, that's not always the whole truth. So I sent it to Bill and said, I would like to hear your side of this. And he said,
genius.
He instead of kind of filling me in on everything, he said, this would make a really good topic on a podcast.
Sure.
So I am now inviting Bill to come on the podcast.
Yes.
To discuss it with us, because I am interested in hearing more about the history of GM, recent history of GM, and some of its big players.
Well, that's not necessarily recent. That's several years ago. However,
go
ahead.
Recent in our age, in our lifetime.
Wow.
It's not
this is how you make yourself seem younger.
It's not like we're talking about Henry Ford.
Whatever. He's like one gen removed. No, but it's it was giving him credit for some stuff. And so what we'll do is when Bill comes on, and we need to make that a when he's available to come on. And this is my brother calling. I should take it, not gonna.
Yeah. Take it while you're on the podcast. Come on.
Well, yeah, I know.
We have a guest now.
Hey, guess what? You're on the podcast, Dave.
You have done that to people before.
I know, and I love to do that, but good gracious, recents. There he is. Text him. Call you back. I'll call you back.
So you're
B-A-C-K. I'm texting him instead of taking the call. Sorry.
Well, your phone doesn't have a text while they're calling in option.
It does. But I stopped the call rather than sent the call you back thing. I do that.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just because I'm otherwise occupied.
You are. Wait, what are you doing?
Well, I've got another thing over here. Oh, and the podcast too. There's that.
Oh.
When
yeah,
we have Bill on, though, we should read the post, which we will, obviously, and then get his insight on it, because I have an idea what it's going to be. He was an insider.
Yes, which is why I asked. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. And so it'll be good content. So make sure you mark your calendars you're going to have to watch for a month, because we're not telling him when we're doing it.
Yeah.
So there.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good teaser and a good short. Well, see there. Now I'm hitting my microphone all the time.
Stop it.
It'll be a good short.
It would be a really good short, or at least segments from it, because I think he'll have some really good insight. We need to get Mikey back on too, and talk Jeeps, and and TJ, and my goodness, we need to get some people.
We have a lot of people we need to get.
We
and
do.
Eric,
and
don't forget Eric and Andrew.
I won't forget Eric, because he'll give me bourbon.
Well, you'll try to, but the screen hasn't been invented where you can pass it right through.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's probably safer that way.
Probably.
For sure.
But we have Eric and we have Andrew, and I look forward to, not that I don't look forward to everyone coming on the podcast, but I look forward to Andrew, because let's talk about a very what's the word? It's not elegant rather. Eloquent.
Eloquent.
I'm struggling to find the word, but he's got a breadth of knowledge that most of us don't have when it comes to what we could consider conspiracy theories. And I enjoy listening and agree with some, don't agree with others, but that's part of sharing those ideas, which we've talked about plenty of times on the podcast. But I would love to hear his most recent conspiracy theories. So I would enjoy that as well. And then, like you said, talking bourbon with Eric and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
I don't want to put him into a myopic version.
No, but
Eric,
because we have to get people interested in, there are plenty of people that are interested in bourbon. So we're going to talk about bourbon. It might be 30 seconds of talking about bourbon.
Look at us with topics, though. That's awesome.
It's so amazing. It doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, that's not realistic. But nobody knows that. Not everybody knows that.
Nobody knows.
Oh, and singing. Hey, let's have a singing podcast.
No.
Come on.
You can. That'll be yours.
We could just do it for the entire podcast. Everything we say has to be in a song.
One of my least favorite, and it seems like
Ideas?
a lot of famous shows. It is an idea, but yes, that too. One of my least favorite episodes in any show, and it seems like every show does it nowadays. They always have to have a musical episode. Drives me nuts. Yeah.
Like what?
I want to even say, if I remember correctly, didn't even Ted Lasso have one too?
Oh, you're a Ted Lasso guy. I'm not. I've watched one of those, I think, but.
Oh, really? I love Ted Lasso.
They
have another season coming out.
It's great, but I got to get Apple TV for it. I'm not willing to. Right? Yeah.
Apple. Once you get it, you're going to be sucked in, and then you'll be sucked into the ecosystem.
Can't do it.
What pisses me off about
YouTube
that,
TV just dumped them, by the way. They were struggling, I should say, at least for now, struggling to make a deal. And,
that's been many different things.
Oh, for sure. Well, that's how it goes. But
you know what it boils down to is security. Apple is huge on security, and a lot of companies take it and go, no, we don't want to be that. We want our users' information so we can market to them. And Apple's like, no.
Well, and they started the whole thing of the annoying thing of making sure now that websites have to ask if you want the cookies or not. And here's what I'd like to know. What
Mhm.
percentage of people accept the cookies?
All of them.
So it's, again, it was nothing more than virtue signaling, and that's what I see them doing a lot, frankly.
So I hear you. I recently went through this at work for
Yes.
something very similar.
Hmm.
Not actually nothing. No, it has nothing to do with it. It actually had to
I hear
do
you.
with language
Okay, like
between
swearing.
a tag
Yes.
versus a script
Yep.
on a site, because everyone that I was working with was referring to this thing we were doing as a tag,
Oh.
which should be innocuous,
Mhm.
but in reality it was a script, and that script was collecting information.
Mhm.
Fine for 49 states,
Mhm.
but there's one state that causes everyone huge issues. And you hear my space heater going on in the background. I apologize if you
Didn't hear
don't.
it.
No, you didn't hear anything.
Oh,
My dog's happy.
no, I do.
But so script versus tag,
Yeah.
California.
Huh.
Wonderful, beautiful,
What a shock.
lovely California.
What a shock.
So that is the reason we have a lot of this, and that in Europe, a lot of these websites are international and
It's
the
true.
security. And so some of that we have one on our website, not for our California listeners, but for Europe.
Mhm.
We have that accept cookies dialog
Mhm.
box that comes up. But yeah, most of it is because most of what you just described is because of California.
Well, it is, although it was first Apple based in
California.
California
Yeah.
and
Well,
Washington.
okay,
Doesn't
so
matter.
I will defend them.
Mhm.
I don't believe they just made that choice arbitrarily. I think they knew what was happening and just got out ahead of it.
That's entirely possible, but that's just assumption of what,
It is assumption.
within
That's
3
what I would
years
do.
this is going to happen. Because I was in the thick of it that time when they did it.
Yeah,
We were in the thick of it
we
because
were.
Google was going through the same thing, and they were
Mhm.
only doing it because Apple was doing it
Yep.
and screaming about security and whatever. So without without turning it into a real topic, let's just say that it's a lot of it was well, like California too. I still maintain that a lot of it is virtue signaling. I
Oh,
don't care where it comes
100%.
from.
I don't disagree with you at all.
Yeah, because if most people, if the vast majority, 90, I want to see the stats, percent of people say, yeah, accept cookies, because the site is not going to operate the way you want it to if you don't accept the cookies.
Right.
So it's going to see you're going to get crap on the website. So why are you even there?
Yep.
So it's done. Yeah, okay, if 1% of the population is now safer because I did not accept the cookies, so now they don't know. They still know everything.
They still know everything. That is the misconception. They still know everything.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's just a different way of collecting the data.
Well, it is, and you and I have talked about this, Nick. That it's, and here we get serious for 14 seconds, and that's it, though. That I kind of like personalized marketing because it shows me stuff I'm interested in. Now, you might say, well, now they know you and now okay, feed me stuff that I'm interested in. And if I'm not, how quick are we to click past
Right.
something that, no, this does not interest me. Men in really tight yoga pants like you. I say, no, probably
They're
not. They're
dance belts, by the way. It's called
sure
a dance
they are.
belt.
Anyway, they're wienerinas. And
Thought it was ballerina.
ballerina. No, I kind of like wienerina. Okay, wienerino. We'll have to figure that
There you
out.
go.
Yeah, please let us know in the comments what you think
Please
should be
don't.
the new name
Please
for
don't.
male ballerine ballet.
There
dancers.
is a name. I just don't
I'm sure
remember
there
what
is.
it is.
Ballerina, ballerino.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. Sounds like a town in Nevada. That's a suburb of Reno.
It is.
Ballerino,
it
I
is
think
ballerino. Yeah. Well, there's a bunch of there's a bunch of Enos around.
Yes, you're right in that area.
But I agree with you, and that is something. There was a test done, and I think we've talked about it on the podcast before.
Doesn't matter.
Probably. It's been a while.
Shush.
No, it doesn't matter.
Just do it.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We're not supposed to say that anymore. You said that on the podcast once.
Yes.
But I
Sure.
know of a study that was done where, and it was a tech company that asked a group, not a study group. What are they called? Focus group.
A focus group.
Asked
Yep.
a focus group,
Yep.
do you want websites to track you or do you not? And the vast majority of the people in the room said, I don't want them to track me.
Mhm.
So for those people in the test, they shut off tracking.
Yep.
And they stopped getting anything personalized.
Hmm.
And everyone in that almost everyone in that test got upset because their experience wasn't personalized
Yes.
anymore.
Right.
They didn't realize that tracking that's in place is giving you exactly what you said. It's personalizing the internet for you. It's personalizing your experiences.
Yeah.
Just like we were saying with the algorithms with social media. If they shut off those algorithms, you would not have the experience you have now.
Absolutely correct. And
for better or for worse.
And it goes correct. And it goes even further with AI now. It's with AI, when it defines what you want, you're essentially creating your own bot. And that has been, so far, it's been a really good experience. The one thing I'm not crazy about that I'll fix on my particular bot that I've created is they're defaulting to asking a question at the end of their responses.
Yeah.
And especially ChatGPT is very big on that. Nothing ends without a question. And so I'm weaning them off that, or my bot off that, but it still is. Man, you gave me exactly what I want. Would you like me to? No!
Yeah, exactly. Well, I should say I have said no.
Yes.
So a male ballet dancer
Oh,
is
good.
a dancer.
That's really?
It's a danseur. DANSEUR, a danseur.
Okay.
Yep.
That's really close to one that has really rough skin that's called a dinosaur.
A dinosaur. Yeah. That's
Same.
a dinosaur that is a ballet dancer.
With the tutu. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
So the female's a ballerina.
I am now making a new sweatshirt.
Dance. Is it SEWER? DAN?
No, it's
Danseur.
I closed it. It's DANSEUR.
I think you said that, but I think SEWER.
You just ignored me.
Would be better. It's a dance sewer.
But I do think a new t-shirt and sweatshirt design is it's going to be a dinosaur wearing a tutu, and it's going to say dinosaur.
No. Okay, that would be fine as long as it says PoddiMouths someplace.
Okay.
Saying.
It'll be on the left shoulder, I believe.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Or right by the pocket protector.
Well, I was going to do the left shoulder because whenever someone has a heart attack for something we've said, they can just cover up the PoddiMouths.
Wow. What gave you the heart attack? I have no idea. And PoddiMouths is covered up.
Exactly. It's
plausible deniability.
100%. I'm just thinking ahead.
We're thinkers.
Like all businesses should.
Oh, this is one of my favorite episodes today.
Yeah. Well, that's because we're recording too.
Good. Because I'd have to change what I'm wearing
Me
for
too.
the next one, like that.
Yeah, put a hat on.
Put a hat on.
I like it.
Over
put a hat
headphones.
on it. It's kind of like put a ring on it, but
it's like that, except different.
Very different.
Yeah.
Very different.
What else is new in your world?
Well,
we talked about technical stuff. Go ahead.
We did, but I wanted to talk about, we also talked about Halloween, and I wanted to since the last episode was supposed to be after Halloween, but it wasn't. This one is, because we're actually recording it the day after Halloween. It is November 1st right now, and this will air on the 4th. Is that right? Did I do my math right?
You're doing math. Wow.
Look at, and tomorrow is daylight savings time.
Yes.
Or the end of daylight savings time, technically.
Gain an hour.
So we gain an hour. We fall back on the clock. So I'm looking forward to that, except for the darkness on my drive home. That I'm not looking forward to. I already started experiencing that because I usually drive home around 6 and it's already getting dark.
One thing that's kind of odd, especially here in Florida, Nick, is when you, and we probably talked about it, doesn't matter. When we moved, when you're raised in the Midwest, and you go through the time change and keep changing the time. Why don't we? Everybody talks about it. Why don't we stop that? Okay, that's just as an aside. but you get used to it and you wake up and it's dark, or you go to come home and it's dark, or sometimes both. But then it kind of goes hand in hand with the cold weather.
Mm-hmm.
Down here, it's just weird because the day is, oh, look how nice and warm it is. And then suddenly it's dark and you go, the hell, it's still warm. It doesn't compute really well.
I
Because,
understand.
yeah, it just doesn't make sense that the days actually get shorter here too.
Yeah.
But they do.
And it also depends on where you are in the time zone. So,
Oh,
for
for sure.
example, when I go to East Tennessee, because East Tennessee is actually in Eastern time,
Mhm.
once you right around Knoxville. So my
Okay.
in-laws live in East Tennessee, but they're so close to the line,
Timeline, yeah.
the timeline that, and we're also conversely so close to the timeline going the other direction
Yep.
that while it might be dark here at 4:30, let's say,
Mhm.
over there at 4:30, it's still light.
Yes.
And it's not that we're not that far away necessarily, but that's how the time change works between, and I don't know about you, John, but coming from and growing up in the Central Time Zone,
Yep.
spending the vast majority of my life in the
Both
Central
of us,
Time
yeah.
Zone, the 2 years I've lived in the Eastern Time Zone was a really big struggle for me to get used to.
Yeah.
I could not get used to that, the Eastern Time Zone
The
at
only
all.
I actually, I kinda like it because a lot of businesses are Eastern Time Zone focused,
Mhm.
I guess. I've gotten used to it. The thing I had the biggest problem with, though, is when I travel to Pacific,
Yeah.
and then suddenly that is way worse, to me at least, than the Central Time Zone going to the Pacific time, because you skip 2,
Yeah.
3 hours. Holy cats, especially start the day early. Going home was the worst. So coming from LA, for example,
Mhm.
back home to the East Coast, I mean, you burn the 3 hours and plus whatever the flight time, plus how early you had to get up.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, you get up and it's dark and you're or waiting for an Uber to take you to the airport, and then you get home, get in your car, drive home, and it's dark, and you
Dark,
go,
yeah.
"Oh, what the hell? My day was stupid."
Was gone, yeah.
Yeah, so that time zone changes it.
I don't see, and I will admit that I've never lived in either of those time zones, but
Mhm.
I've spent a plenty of time in the mountain
Sure.
time zone and in the Pacific time zone.
Mhm.
It doesn't bother me as much as going east. I don't know why. It
Mm.
should, but it does not bother me. I
Well,
actually prefer
I'm
it.
with you on that. I do too, because, when you go west, you're inventing extra hours in the day.
Maybe
So,
that's it. Yeah.
for us anyway, but yeah, it just eats up so much travel time no matter what. And if you're
Oh, it
connecting,
does.
especially, which I usually end up doing because of who I choose to fly most of the time. And yeah, it's the whole day is shot.
Yeah.
I actually did connect. Where was I? I think it was no, it was Vegas a week and a half ago, and connected to Detroit, which isn't quite against my rule of not going backwards, but it's certainly not direct to South Florida. So, but Detroit and then Southwest Florida, and it was 8 hours in the air. I figured is what I spent
Wow.
during the day, and plus losing 3 hours, I guess, because they were
Yeah.
on Pacific at the time. And anyway, so
That's
whatever.
crazy.
It was
Yeah.
crazy.
I would admit that that's the roughest part of traveling. Is just the time it takes. And it doesn't, and let's be fair. We're complaining that it took you 8 hours to fly
Yeah.
from Los Angeles to Florida.
Yeah.
Which, yes, admittedly, that's a long time. But it's nowhere near how long it took for people to travel 60, 70, 80 years ago.
Oh, no doubt. Well, plus they had that covered wagon. I have one in the garage, but I don't
You
want
have
to
an
use it.
80-year-old covered
Oh,
wagon?
yeah. Yeah, it's in the
Must be
garage.
Amish.
Yeah. Even though many would think that by looking at me, I am not Amish. But I do have the slow moving vehicle
Yeah.
sign too. So,
Oh, good.
so I could be.
Student driver too.
No, baby on board.
Stops at all railroad crossings.
Railroad crossings. Yes.
And let's be fair, baby on board does refer to you.
I don't understand that.
What, baby on board?
Well, they used to do those. I mean, they were popular.
I still see 'em.
Popular. Well, I do too. Again, They were popular in the 80s probably.
Yeah.
And you go, so I'm supposed to drive more carefully because you have a baby in your car. Why don't you drive carefully?
That's what exactly what I think. Most of the time when I see it, it's someone acting like an asshole on the road.
Well, now they should have an asshole on board. Those
yeah,
we could just stick them on cars,
literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
We're gonna make millions. Let's do that. Asshole on board. I see a bumper. That's going to be a bumper sticker. You'll be able to find that in the merch store that you can find.
It would be a perfect thing.
PoddiMouths.com.
It would be be a perfect thing that you could just have like a pack of 100 of them, and just not the stick on, but like the
magnet
acetate, that you put on.
Yeah.
Oh, not a magnet. That's way too expensive.
Actually, they're cheaper.
We've looked into it.
Yeah. Then what? Keep in mind, we don't print a lot of things, but for Jen's business, we looked at the difference between that and the magnets, and the magnets by bulk were cheaper. They're bigger though too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we want people to see a big asshole on. Sorry, Mom. But yeah, so that would be funny, but I'm just gonna follow you until you go into McDonald's. I'm gonna swap this on your car.
Yeah. Well, what's really hard. I've complained about it many, many times. The people in the morning when I'm taking Peyton to school, and how they it's 55 miles an hour. And even the city has put up signs, and in that, 2-3 mile stretch, there's a bunch of 55 mile an hour signs, and no one will go 55 miles an hour. They all go at a minimum of 5 below, but most of the time it's 10 below.
What?
And I'm just, it drives me absolutely freaking nuts.
So why is that?
I don't know. I don't know why people.
How close to the school is it? It's just on your way.
It's a ways.
Isn't it?
It's on the way. Yeah. But it just drives me nuts. The problem is I can't be, not that I'm ever really a jerk to people, but I have to be less of a jerk to people, because most of the time they're going the same place I am.
Sure.
And I don't. Yeah.
Yes. We've talked about that on Sundays or Saturday night. We used to go to church over on the other, in our other campus. And we'd go on the way, and you son of a, I can't believe you cut me off. And they pull into the church parking lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to be really careful.
Too. Oh my gosh.
And I bet you a lot of people are saying you have to be really careful because everyone in Tennessee probably has a gun in their car, which is not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's true. But although most people that carry, the vast majority of people that carry are probably better. It's just they're better behaved in general.
I want to be careful saying that, because the problem I find in Tennessee, and there are a couple other states, is you do not have to have a permit now you don't have to have a permit to carry a concealed weapon anytime. But
same here.
For the longest time, you didn't have to, even when you had to have a permit to carry concealed, you didn't have to have a permit to carry concealed in your car. So there are a lot of untrained people.
Yeah, but they had to be
out
locked up and stuff like that.
Not in Tennessee.
You carry concealed in your car.
Yep.
On your person?
No. Well, yeah, technically it can be on your person.
That's
no, technically it can be on your person in the car, but you can't, if you didn't have a license or a permit, you couldn't carry it outside your car.
Well, here's the bottom line issue for me, and this will be on my Instagram video, I'm sure. That you can make all the laws you want. Criminals don't follow the laws.
Very true.
Period.
Very true. That's why they're criminals.
That's why,
if they
by
follow
definition,
the law.
Yeah. And so that's this perfect utopia where people go, oh, we just need to get rid of all of X guns, or we need to let people not carry here or here or here. Again, so you want a bunch of unarmed people, good citizens, unable to defend themselves against people who are criminals.
You need to find a way to watch that video that I sent you.
Oh, well, I will then. I'll log into PoddiMouths. It's going to be similar, probably.
I'll send it. I will after the podcast. I'll send it to PoddiMouths so you can see.
You and I don't blatantly, shout about what our beliefs are, but I think anybody who's listened to us more than a week kind of knows that you're pretty centrist. I'm a little right of center. and I have been for many years, but
Mhm.
not always. Anyway, all that said, we're not here to judge anybody. You can believe what you want. Welcome to the USA, but you should not get angry at people who don't necessarily believe the way you do.
You shouldn't at all.
Yeah.
You should talk to them
Have a
and find out
conversation.
why.
Yeah, don't kill them.
Right. Exactly. So speaking of death, I was talking to a
Man, it was not
coworker.
easy to get there, but we did it.
That was, yeah. I was speaking to a coworker and who had taken a trip to Minneapolis.
Mhm.
So and he was showing me where he had gone, and he and his wife had taken a walk around this lake that I can't remember the old name or the new name, because they renamed it using a Native American name, and I don't remember.
There are only
don't remember the old name.
others.
I think it's I want to say it's Lake Harriet. I don't remember. Anyway,
that is the Indian name, Lake Harriet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But my mom and my stepdad are buried in the cemetery so there's the lake, there's a small road, and then there's the cemetery.
Interesting.
And it's a massive cemetery.
Mhm.
It actually touches two different lakes. But my stepdad had chosen their plot because it was next to Carl Pohlad. Carl Pohlad, for those who don't know, used to own the Twins. And was a Minnesota businessman and just one of my stepdads. I think it's safe to say he was one of my stepdad's heroes. And cool. He had the opportunity to have a plot very near Carl Pohlad. So and we were looking at an aerial map, so you can see the Carl Pohlad, the whole family plot, because it's massive. And then you can actually see my stepdad and my mom's cool. Headstone. But the funny thing is, after my stepdad died and was buried there, Paul Wellstone, a very well-known Minnesota liberal or Democratic senator who died in a plane crash, is also buried right there. One of my stepdad's mortal enemies.
Okay.
He hated Paul Wellstone.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So now, again, aerial view with the GP or the whatever that's called, where you can actually see everything. The satellite view. You see Pohlad, my mom and dad's burial site, their stone, and then Paul Wellstone's stone. And Paul is between my mom and my stepdad and the lake. And so the ongoing joke was Murray must be rolling over millions of times in his grave, probably wants to move at this point because of Paul Wellstone. I just think that it's so funny.
Wow.
That was my story. Speaking of conservative versus liberal.
Well done.
Yeah. Stepdad was very conservative, for those of you who
I gather
not figuring out what I'm talking about. But anyway.
Nicely done. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Did I tell you about the last time I flew to Minnesota, and this graveyard, by the way, is very close to the airport.
Okay.
So when you fly in from when you're flying in from the south, you can see and you can actually see where they're buried. You can't identify their grave marker because it's one of those in-ground ones.
Sure.
But you can see Wellstone and you can see Pohlad. And so when you're flying, and so I was flying in with my boss, who did know that my mom passed away. And also my boss's boss, the CMO of our company. And we got off the airplane and we're walking through the terminal. I said, joking to my boss, but also in his boss's general direction, did you wave at my mom while we were flying in? And he and I were riffing, and we kept going about it, and was like, and so she was looking at us, trying to play along. And I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. My mom's dead."
And then she goes, "So she didn't wave?"
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You guys
I thought that
terrible.
That's
naughty.
I take death
Pride
differently.
Yes, you do, and you always have. And yes, I sort of admire that. I think it's sometimes because we have to. My dad died when I was 15, and you change the way you look at things depending upon what you're exposed to.
Exactly. And my mom had a very dark sense of humor when it came to stuff like
I
that. So
remember
that's
you
where I
saying
get it
that,
from.
and that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's good for
So to me,
good
I
for
may
you.
not make those jokes about everybody,
Other people, sure.
but to me, for me, doing that about making jokes like that about my mom
Yeah.
and even my stepdad to a degree, that's honoring them. That's not,
Well, and see, you're exactly right, and that's very well said because we do, the same thing with Lisa's mom who passed 20 years. Holy crap, 20 years ago already, and she was just a delight. But she had a fun sense of humor, and you know who'd love this? Your mom, because she
yeah.
would, and
Yep.
and you just pick those things out that. And so yeah, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
My
to do that.
mom died 15 years ago, which
Mhm.
that just blows my mind that it's been so long.
To say that, yeah.
And we still make those jokes. We saw someone actually on TV. Well, you know what we were doing? We were watching Beetlejuice last night,
Mhm.
and the in one of the scenes, there's a priest, and the priest has a glass that's full, almost to the brim, not quite to the brim, of wine, of red wine,
Mhm.
and we're like, oh, Franny pour. And so
That's
it's
how
little things
Franny
like
would
that. Yeah, because we have
would pour.
different levels. We have a Jennifer pour, we have a Mona pour, we have a Franny pour, we have a Whitney pour. Yeah, we have all of them. That's how we judge. What pour do you want? Well, I'm not feeling. I don't want that much. Give
see.
me a Jennifer pour. Yeah,
A J pour.
a J pour. Yeah,
That's awesome. Yes, and it is fun to reminisce about those things, and in a way, that's what it does with our family. Keeps them around and
yep.
makes that fun. And conversely, I spoke with my mom, who is alive,
Hi, Mom.
96 years old, and
Wow, good for her.
she was great today. She sounded, I mean, she usually is, but she sounded great and enjoyed. She started a like a sing along thing. So mom plays the piano and has my whole life and beyond, and she she had. They had 8 people. Well, it's just kind of a people like to get together and saying, well, mom has now songbooks for them all,
Wow.
and Mondays they get together. And she said, we had 20 people last week. And these are, people 75 and up probably. And they're singing along to songs with mom on the piano, which is just the dream gig for her.
Yeah,
So
that's
anyway, it's
awesome.
pretty fun. I know,
It is
it's fun.
amazing to me. I joke all the time that I will admit on this podcast, and I'll
Oh,
admit to you, I
right
have
here
said
and
this to
now.
you before, but right here and now, I would consider myself someone who is afraid of death.
Uh,
I don't look forward to it. I don't
yeah.
welcome it. I want to do everything I can to avoid it for as long as I can. My goal, honestly, is to live to 120 years old. I say that not with the expectation of living that long, but
Mhm.
the dream of living that long. But I do, with all of the advances and everything that I've seen in my short lifetime, my 47 years on Earth.
Yes.
I think a lot of us might actually make it there, a lot more than who have, because there have been people that have made it very close to that, if not there.
For sure. The trouble then though becomes some of the stuff that we will never know about. When you look
Yeah.
at our average age attainment, it's
Mhm.
way lower than it should be.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of it has to do with pharma. A lot of it has to do with some of the other things that are going on that we're just never told about.
Right.
The inverted food pyramid for many
Yep.
years was because it was money. It usually is follow the money, and it will tell you. But there is a collateral value to that you just say, well, okay, it's worth it. Even if we kill people off 10 years before they should be dying, and we
Right.
don't make advancements because this money and don't get me started. It makes me want to talk to Andrew about conspiracy theories.
Oh, I'm sure he's itching listening to this topic.
I'm sure. So,
But yeah, no, it's the number of octogenarians though is going up, and it's going up quickly, and a lot of that is, I think we mentioned it on a recent podcast. A lot of it is the healthiness. If you look at someone, I'm as I mentioned, I'm 47 years old. If
no.
I looked at a picture of my dad when he was 47,
Mhm.
he looks much older than I do.
Yeah.
And now I don't look young. I am probably look a little bit older than I am compared to some, especially with my beard, my white beard, but I still look a lot younger than he did at my age. Jen looks a lot younger than my mom did at that age.
Yep.
So I think it has a lot to do with how well we actually take care of ourselves. Most of us, not all of us. There are, there's an argument because, we do have, the United States does have an issue with obesity, and a lot of that has to do with the food we eat, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But at the same time, we do tend to take care of ourselves a lot better than our parents or our parents' parents, et cetera. Not saying that they all didn't.
No, but you watch some of, and I do watch some of the old, we talked about this, old YouTube videos that are from the 40s, and they've colorized them, and they've, just done so many amazing things to those videos. So and you look at the people, of course, there's a lot of them walking. Walking in San Francisco, well, I got news for you. If you walk in San Francisco, you're not going to be obese for long.
Right.
If you put on, 10 miles a day in San Francisco, you're going to look thin like most of those people do because they walk. They didn't have a lot of the cars. They, depending upon how far back you go. So that's
well, if you look at the rural places, most of the people that lived in rural America were farmers.
Right.
And what do farmers do all day? They work all day.
For sure.
So there's a lot of movement, a lot of physical activity.
But
what do you and I
said,
do, John?
Yep.
I mean, I am lucky because my company supplies us with standing desks.
Yeah.
So we can stand all day if we want to, but I'm at my desk from the time I get there, which is usually 8 o'clock in the morning, until I leave at 5 or 6 at night.
Mm-hmm. And I'm usually sitting. Our company gives us beds, so I like to lie down while I'm on, on a podcast. Or
it's very restful.
I'm actually lying down right now. I can't tell.
No, I can tell.
Cameras, like that.
Yeah. So that's the only way you could have done that canted angle thing.
I know. Canted. Yeah, can too. That's exactly
also called the Batman angle.
It is, which I love. Oh, and for some reason that's in my feed now on YouTube.
Batman?
Yes, the old TV show.
Oh, really?
With Adam West. And oh my gosh, it's just so bad that it's hilarious. And
have you seen? You have seen all of the Big Bang Theory shows, right?
I probably have over time, but I didn't follow them in any order necessarily.
Okay. Well, Adam West did a guest appearance on one of them, and that was freaking hilarious. He is so funny.
He was the whole time, and I don't know if people. I know I didn't because I was a kid, but I'm not sure people knew how funny he is or was.
Yeah. Well, and the show was supposed to be a comedy.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't. It wasn't. I mean, what it's supposed to be. As it turned out, it was hilarious for adults because here's these. Like Commissioner Gordon would come off like Leslie Nielsen sometimes.
Yeah.
Saying stuff you just go, was that what I thought it was? Because you weren't expecting it. But yeah, I
holy everything, Batman.
Yes. It was just so silly. And some of the things were, and he's using some sort of a ray gun on us. And it's like a handheld kid's gun with a bunch of little lights in the end. And of course they're all going like, are you kidding me?
Oh yeah. I don't remember where I saw it. It was probably a YouTube thing, but they were talking about the original series, and they were interviewing Adam West and all of the folks that are still alive from that show, which not many are. No, I don't even think Adam West is still alive. I think he died too, didn't he?
I don't know. I think that sounds right.
But anyway, he was being interviewed, and he just said, I had to go into it and realize that I was just there to have fun and just there to just be goofy.
Yeah.
And that the only way he could actually do it was just not to take himself too seriously.
Well, and I think that's for most of them. And then and I mean they had some stars on the show. Burgess Meredith and
he died in 2017.
Wow, very well done. Oh, Matt, not Burgess. Burgess died before that. Okay,
Adam West.
Just a really unique. It was a funny show, but as a kid, I couldn't believe the canted camera angle as we were starting to talk about. I thought. Were the floors and they were just the villains, their lair
always
that was like that, and it was are they walking uphill? the whole time while they're that's as a kid, that's what I
Hey, as a
thought.
kid, that's what you think because you
Yeah.
don't know.
No,
You don't know.
I guess
Well,
the villains' places are always they have these floor. Maybe they got a good deal because the floor was
yeah, well,
cantilevered.
you don't understand those sort of things, and it's a good example is, me growing up in the '80s, and watching things like Back to the Future
Yeah,
or Ghostbusters and thinking, "Oh my." Ghostbusters is a great example because when I saw it, I was very young.
yeah,
I was 7 or 8, something like that,
yes.
and the dogs in the movie gave me nightmares for months
Oh,
because they
okay.
were so realistic, and I was
What
scared of them, and
dogs?
the dogs.
The
It
oh,
was the
the
whole
oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
death the
The
demon dogs.
ghost, the demon
Yeah,
dogs. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
they gave me nightmares. I
Okay.
watch the movie now going, "That is horrible, horrible CGI. They don't even look real at all."
Well,
But
no,
back
they
then, we
don't.
didn't know better.
No.
They didn't look because that was the top of the ability of the filmmakers at the time.
Yeah.
That was the best they could do, so it looked realistic. It
Mhm.
doesn't look realistic anymore.
No,
Harry
no.
Potter's the same way. Harry Potter was a more recent thing. It's been out now for 20 years, but
Mhm.
20 years ago, you're looking at that go, God, this is great CGI. This is great computer animation.
And it was.
And it was. And now it's not so much.
Yeah.
Now you can see the I don't whatever you want to call it.
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. You can see it all. And you're going, that just doesn't look real. Because technology's gotten so good that and that's probably one of the reasons they're remaking it is because they can do a lot more now than they
Sure.
could back then.
Yes, and that's not always a good thing because,
No.
then what they fail to consider then is how's the plot and how's the acting and how's the
Yeah.
throw it out. Throw it out.
Well, and I think I'll since I just watched it, Beetlejuice, I think that's what they
Mhm.
relied too heavily on in this one compared to the original, because the original was a lot of practical
Yeah.
effects, and even though they look corny, it was a better movie.
Yes.
Beetlejuice was not as good a movie.
Yeah.
I still love it. I'm still going to watch it every year, but it just compared to the original, it just was not as good. And I think that's because they relied way too much on, hey, we can do this now.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it just to do it.
So the animation or CGI or whatever looks better, but it's still doesn't necessarily mean it's a better picture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. And on that
100%.
note,
well, you stole my line. You
I just love doing it because I know you kind of go, there's that one thing I say, what is it? Oh, on that note.
on that note.
And then
Well, I'm stealing it. I fully admit that I'm stealing it from Jeremy Clarkson.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's worthy of
I
stealing
believe
stuff.
he is. And on that note, John,
Yes.
everybody, we've
Oh,
already
we could
talked
do that
about
for
where
our
you can
singing
go.
episode.
We could.
On that note,
we've talked about where you can go to see the things that you need to see. We've talked about all of the good stuff, all of the bad stuff, everything in between. So, folks, we hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week, day, whatever you're having when you listen to this. And we look forward to seeing you again. Hopefully in the next couple of episodes, we'll bring on some of those folks that we mentioned today. So because that's pretty much everyone that listens, expect a call
you're all coming on.
You're all coming on. Not at once, but we'll see.
crowded.
We'll see you all again on the flip side. John, take it easy.
See ya.